we would have 2 or 3 different forms of the same exam, using a large amount of paper, a huge number of resource hours, just copying all different copies and then grading them by hand, which is an error-prone process. It would take us, for about 150 candidates, it would take us 2 to 3 days to make sure that we had scored all of the tests correctly. So I would stay up very late hours on the days prior to the exam, making multiple forms of the same exam. It's not something that you want to entrust to a junior, just to make sure that the content of the exam remains confidential. The first thing we were doing was looking for online proctoring, and we found a couple of your competitors, but all of them only provided proctoring solutions. By doing my web search, I came across and I sent off an inquiry for information. Within 24 hours, I received a phone call, and that's when contact was made. I think within 48 to 72 hours of us first making our first initial voice contact, I think we had an agreement and we were ready to start setting things up. It was, in some ways, it was easier than setting up a personal bank account. It was easier than setting up a new email account. It was really a very easy process. The main differentiating factor and what really sucked me in is the fact that you provide both, not just the proctoring, but also a platform to easily create, generate assessments, which none of the other platforms that I had looked at offered. So, this process that I explained where, we sit there and make multiple forms of the same exam, really, it took me, I think, maybe 2 hours to upload the exam. With this other department that is going to be using the service shortly, I now know that we can upload it in bulk using an Excel spreadsheet, which I think will make the process take maybe 3.5 minutes. And not only was it that I could upload the exam, the interface is very simple for the test taker. So that was really the most attractive thing, in addition to really the high level of artificial intelligence that you utilize in detecting irregularities or inconsistencies in the test taker. As in our case, a quick message or even a phone call and almost instantaneous response and solution. Keeping everything in one integrated solution makes it much easier for the end user. Probably the best customer service I have ever received from any tech company in my life. And that's why I actually reached out to your team and asked them for the opportunity to give positive feedback on behalf of our institution. So I think you have 2 products. You have the software that you use, and then the more important product, which is your staff, which is really, really commendable. I presented our experience to the other departments and to the administration of our hospital 2 days ago. Across the board, they were extremely impressed. The consensus across the board was that even if the coronavirus is completely eradicated within the next months and is no longer need to live under the restrictions of social distancing, next academic year in March, when we start soliciting new applicants for our residency programs, based on this experience, we are going to utilize for all departments. We agreed that this is not the way of the future. This is here, and it's here to stay, even if Corona was no longer a variable.